Welcome back, everyone, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. If you haven't seen the series up to this point in our Union campaign, you can click on the link in the description. It will take you back all the way to the beginning. It is August of 1862. We are finally in a position where I think we can start turning the tide in this war. We've taken Richmond. We are in the process of taking Petersburg. Any minute now, that's going to happen. The Third Corps has now taken Petersburg. And we're in pretty good shape. We really need to start moving things in the west, though, and that begins with retaking Nashville. So we're going to give some time for Grant's Army of the Tennessee to get built back up to full strength. I think we're getting there. The enemy has really been focusing pretty heavily on Nashville. The main thing I need to do, though, in order to be able to complete the Mississippi portion of the Anaconda plan, is that we're still waiting on this Mississippi squadron to get its gunboats complete, and we've been waiting for that for the better part of a year, but they're finally 87%, the Arizona and the Barataria. Those are each 17 guns, and that'll be more than sufficient to do what we need it to do. And they can not only go down the Mississippi, they could also go down the Cumberland and Tennessee rivers and help us out there if needed. All right, well, this was going back a little ways, back into most of last episode. He's been besieging Fort Caswell in North Carolina, and it looks like we drove off that army. The Army of the Etowah was, now it's Chapman's Corps, but the Army of the Etowah is there. We've got our Atlantic blockading squadron there. Fort Caswell has 4,200 men defending it, and his army just could not get anything done with their 26,000 men against that. I'm going to start looking at these various forts, and at least for the ones that are in enemy territory, things like Fort Macon, for example, I'm going to add another battery and some additional infantry to those spots. The ones up in the north, not too worried about so much, but even ones like Fort Norfolk, which we're working on getting 5,000 men there. Fort Monroe, I think, is pretty safe at the moment. Now we're into September 1862. I'm going to make a move with the 2nd Corps down here to try and grab Stanton, I guess it's called. Shenandoah Mills, the Waynesboro Bridge. I don't know where this Army of Georgia is, but I don't think he's actually here. Though it looks like that supply depot is in his hands, so I guess we're going to have to go back and deal with that. Because it looks like Wadsworth's 2nd Corps is actually out of supply at the moment. Okay, so looks like the 3rd Corps, Army of the Potomac. I'm surprised they can't get any reinforcements. How far apart are they from everyone else? I guess they're the ones. Are they the ones that we have down here in Petersburg? They are. And our headquarters is way back here, so that's the problem. We need to have our headquarters closer so that they'll reinforce each other. But in the meantime, we've got Clark's Corps versus the 23rd or the 3rd Corps under Robert Schenck. So let's go ahead and fight this battle. Should be a pretty even one. All right, so we are on the Cold Harbor, Mechanicsville / Gaines Mill battlefield, where all these battles were traditionally fought outside of Richmond. But this is going to be considered the Battle of Petersburg. Robert Schenck's 3rd Corps. We've got a lot of space in which to occupy and pretty much fight on the defensive. So it looks like the Confederates are going to be coming up through Mechanicsville. I think we'll go ahead and settle in for a defensive line around here somewhere. All right, we've built up some breastworks along this position. Can't build it in every spot because there's some terrain that it doesn't really work for that. I'm going to hold my cavalry out here just to watch this road in case he decides to come through Gaines Mill at me. But otherwise, I think we're going to be pretty good right here. Okay, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and it looks like he's coming down through 2 separate roads, one of which is going to be on my flank. So we're going to send the 4th Cavalry over there, see if we can't at least slow down that side and hopefully engage this force coming down. Once we get a better idea of where he is, our numbers should be pretty even in terms of the men on the field on both sides. We're estimating 33,000 for him, but I don't think he's got that many. But once we see what's happening here, we may be able to shift some units over. Cavalry may not get over there in time. We're taking a while to get their orders. He's coming right down that road. Oh, good. They're going to shift this way. That's exactly what I was hoping they would do. So he appears to be trying to make a move on my flank, but my flank's anchored pretty well along the creek here. We've got our artillery firing. There are 12-pound Napoleons over there. We've got 14-pounder Jameses here and 10-pounder Parrots there. These are rifles, and I'm going to use them for counter battery fire, see if we can inflict some damage on this battery right here. Alright, looks like he's going to launch his attack along my left, which is ideal because I've got that cavalry sitting out there. We can bring that cav in. Right now he's just sending skirmishers forward. All I need to do is hold, though. I don't really need to do much more than that. So we've got Burnside's brigade there, Welsh's brigade here. We've got Joshua Chamberlain in the 20th Maine here, near the center. Burnside's about to get his perk. This should go pretty well, holding the defensive line behind breastworks. Got plenty of artillery. We're inflicting any damage on this thing. And only one casualty so far. You know what? I'm going to switch back to fire at will. Let's fire on the men coming down. Oh, look at this. He sent a brigade out here to deal with my cavalry, so I'm not able to... I was hoping to come in and fire on the flanks of this attack. Smart move, AI. Smart move. Italian Mafia Brigade. Right there. First Armagh Irish. The Irish and the Italians fighting side by side. Gotta love it. Alright, Welsh, you gotta face forward, my man. Look at him getting the artillery out here on the flanks to fire on Burnside. Smart strategy. Burnside's super close to get his first perk now. Now they're coming out the center. Numbers should be good. Yeah, they are. We're fighting behind breastworks. Killed is actually only about 2-1, even though we're more like almost 4-1 in total casualties. Alright, daylight is breaking. Need 20th Maine to turn and face the center. It's a full-out assault by the Confederates on every part of my line. Oh, look at Walker. He's still trying to get around me. Alright. Turchin, you just follow him. Alright, we're taking a lot of losses there by Sharp. 222. He's still inflicting more than he's taken, though. Man, this is a hot battle. Numbers are even, but the casualties are 3-1. That's what we like to see. Alright, we drove off. Those are just skirmishers, though. Oh, what are you doing? There you go. Face that way. Pretty happy with how this is going so far. Don't like that artillery being out here to fire on Burnside. But Burnside's only lost 22 men. Alright, the cavalry's finally engaging this smaller Confederate force. Well, no, they're not smaller. They're about the same size. But we've got carbines. That should make a big difference. Alright, Chamberlain, face that way. Hey, cool story. I get to, my family, we're going on a trip to Boston and to Maine next week, and we're going to be staying in Brunswick, Maine for a night. That's where Bowdoin College is. That's where Joshua Chamberlain's home is that we're going to tour while we're there. And it's also where he's buried, so I'm going to be visiting all those places for my other channel. Alright, so far so good. We drove off hill. It's shifted now to a minor victory. This is going really, really well. Braxton Bragg's got a brigade in this army. There we go. I was just about to tell them to shift over to firing on these guys, but they're doing it on their own. Alright, we're going to speed things up. We drove off DeRosie's brigade. There goes McCulloch. And I think they're going to start pulling out of here now. How many... the enemy's retreating. I want to pause for a second because I want to look. How many casualties have they taken? 1,200 to our 173. The power of those repeating carbines. Nice. Alright. We are still mounted. Let's finish them. Ride them down, boys. Ride them down. We might be able to force this unit to surrender. Unless they can make it back to their own lines, which they may be able to do. I'm going to send Sharp over there to intercept them. We're going to try to destroy this brigade, if at all possible. The rest of them are all pulling back. Burnside did get his perk. We're going to give them sharpshooters. I think this brigade's going to survive. How many casualties have they taken now? 1376. Okay, let's see the final numbers. Anybody else get their perk? Oh yeah, Welsh's brigade got their perk as well. We're going to give them Iron Discipline. I like to kind of mix up what each division has. 3rd Brigade's got a perk. We'll give them Deadly Volley. Okay, beautiful. 9,000 casualties on Clark's Corps. Only 2,000 for us. That is substantial. We've got to start making similar gains in the west, though. Okay, glorious victory at Petersburg. Now, we've got to get the Army of the Potomac headquarters moved because we want all of our corps to be within reinforcing rate or range of one another, so we don't have a repeat of that. Because if it gets more men up against the 3rd Corps, we may have ourselves a problem. So we need to get all of those corps inside that radius. So Richmond's probably a good spot for the Army of the Potomac headquarters to be. Still don't quite understand what's happening here with this Army of Georgia that we can't seem to engage. But we'll go ahead and capture this supply depot here, as well as New Market. And I'm going to go ahead and upgrade it. Okay, so Hooker's finally getting the food that his army needs. We're going to try and get their readiness up. But I think until we can deal with these squadrons on the Mississippi, we're going to continue to have issues. How close are we to having this fleet ready? 92%. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, so we see another Confederate army, Crutchfield's army, moving up north with 7,200 men. I don't really know for sure what all he's got in here, but I've got Governor Warren's corps sitting here. I've got the Army of the Tennessee headquarters here. And Nashville's well within range of Grant's headquarters. So we're going to go ahead and move Gibbon's corps to seize Nashville. And that will probably have the effect of cutting these guys off from significant supply. All right, now the 2nd Corps, where is this? taking on South Carolina State Militia. 2nd Corps is over here in the Shenandoah Valley. Okay, let's do it. Okay, Battle of New Market. Conveniently fought on the New Market battlefield. So historically, the Battle of New Market was a battle in which you saw Virginia Military Institute bring out their cadets. So you had young men as young as 14 coming out to fight in that battle. And it looks like we are going to be on the defensive once again, because we're going to hold most of the ground. But look at all these objective points that are going to be available and we're going to be fighting over. So we're going to need to seize some of those. Where can I send this? First things first, I want to actually detach. We're going to remember how to do that. All right, so it's a 3-pronged movement. We got 1 division going here, 1 division going here. We have the cavalry going up to seize these objectives here, and then we'll bring them down the main road into New Market there. As soon as these divisions grab these objectives, we're going to move them across and try to get up to this high ground outside of town, if at all possible. We do have some cavalry with the 3rd West Virginia Cavalry as part of this kind of mixed division, the West Virginia 2nd Infantry Division. So we may be able to send that cav out ahead. Okay, DuPont's cavalry is about to take Rude's Hill. So now we're going to go ahead and move them down to the next objective. It's going to take a while for those orders to reach them. And then we're going to go try to seize the high ground. Actually, I want Stevenson to remain there. I'm going to give them orders separately. As soon as we grab Borden, we'll move across and maybe try to advance as far as Shirley's Hill. There we go. So let's send Harriman all the way out here to this hill. If we can seize those objectives, I think we can probably sit tight. Alright, looks like the Confederates already took Shirley's Hill. So we're going to need to reissue Harriman's orders, and we're gonna come up alongside the other division and sit tight right here. We'll try to force him down off of that hill if possible. I don't know if these guys are going to get these orders in time. We've got to get them stopped. I think we're going to do it. That's his whole force there. All right, we're going to have to come up along. Where do we want to go here? It's a natural defensive position right there. Maybe that's where we're going to go. Okay, let's do it. In the meantime, we're grabbing some more objectives, which is going to force him to attack us. Here they come. They are sending the house while I'm still trying to get my divisions into their defensive position. So this is going to get interesting. We got our oxymoron light artillery over here. Oh, he is attacking with everything he's got. And I won't have my artillery up yet. Oh boy, this is about to get interesting. Alright, Hazen, get your U.S. regulars into position, buddy. Those are the U.S. regulars that I got when I passed the act that allowed for those. I don't think Canby's going to make it. Oh, not feeling so good about how all the movement went down with this one. And we're still trying to get our artillery up and into position. Alright, Hazen, get over here. He's moving in, so I'm going to bring the cav up to get on his flank. Alright, ERS Canby may have to go after his artillery, although he's got some infantry there too. DuPont's about to take that objective. Still waiting on the artillery. Everybody else is finally in defensive position, or nearly so. Dismount the cav. French's 1st West Virginia Brigade, the 1st Massachusetts Brigade. I don't know what the regulars are doing. No, they're not in range. So they're firing on this guy here. Come on, let's get the artillery up. Alright, DuPont. We're going to keep grabbing objectives because it's going to help overall with being able to win this battle. Georgia State Militia's got a mess on their hands. Militia versus regulars. Come on, artillery. Let's get it up there. 3-inch rifles. What do we got here? 20-pounder Parrott. I'm gonna get those 20-pounders over here. Alright, we broke them. Now I'm feeling okay about our position. Even casualties. Alright, French is taking a lot of losses. So is Bartlett. Oh man, look at Hazen though. 661 casualties. We're gonna have to move up. Kind of relieve these guys a little bit. Because right now Hazen's taking all of the casualties. Give these guys somebody else to shoot at. Come on, Wheatland Heavy Tubes, get up there. Okay, we've got the 1st U.S. Artillery with their Napoleons into position and firing. 2nd U.S. Artillery, 3-inch ordnance rifle. Should be about to start firing. They're now firing. We're just waiting on the 20-pounders to get into position now. Oh, we need to get these guys upgraded. These regulars just have muskets. No wonder. The whole regular division has just muskets. Oh, 1,100 losses already. This is going to be ugly on the right side because of the weaponry. Hopefully my artillery is here in time to turn the tide. Yeah, I know Hazen's losing, man. Like crazy. Alright, we need to bring DuPont up. Forget the objective. Come up and help out. Actually, we'll bring him up right here. I don't know if my right's going to hold. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Hazen just broke. Alright. It's going to take a while for him to get his orders anyway. I'm going to change my mind and bring DuPont right over here. Oh boy, I don't know. This may not be a winnable battle at this point. Bring him up, Canby. These darn muskets. Alright, the artillery's starting to make a difference now. 20-pounders are firing. We've broken a unit here. I think that artillery may really make a difference. Should have had them up there sooner. Oh yeah. Bye-bye. I think we're gonna be okay. Nice. Okay, we put a whooping on Beauregard. I think things are going pretty well in the east, but this is the east. We don't know if they're gonna go nearly as well in the west. That's where I'm a little nervous about things. So we'll see, but we're going to wrap it up right there. I think that's a good place to stop. Let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below. If you would like to have your own brigade added or division added to the battlefield in this and any upcoming series, just sign up as a patron. Anything at $10 a month and up. You're not only providing a ton of support to this channel and to my family, but also you are earning the right to be able to have your own unit in the game. So do that. The link's in the description, and we will continue again the day after tomorrow with another episode. Thanks for watching.